Sam, of all the fucking pitchers you could have had this weekend, you had to pick that one, really?
I thought it was a good one. I was trying to get Oscar Piastri going on there with Kimmy. I just couldn't find one. It was a high quality image. I don't know. It's the one I found.
You could have picked Gabby. That was a good one. That was pretty epic too.
That one felt disrespectful, Rad.
Oh, okay. Disrespectful to him, but not disrespectful to me and to Tifosi. Got it.
Yeah, fuck you, Ryan. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I felt bad for Gabby because his car was destroyed, and it just felt like one of those crashes that could have actually hurt him, kind of a thing. So,
Did you see
this one
image?
just hurts you.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Appreciate that, buddy. Did you see the image though of it just being a mangled mess?
Dude, the front end, crazy.
Yeah. I saw it was, I think the first impact he had into the wall was 37 G-force, and then the second impact was 58. Just insane numbers. Just absolutely crazy. But yeah, what a way to start the weekend with that sprint race in Brazil.
Dude.
So, yeah. That was wild.
It was wild. Actually, I'll tell you what, this entire fucking weekend was wild, Ryan. The Brazilian Grand Prix overtakes galore, ups and downs from everybody. To get into it, it's you and me, Sam and Ryan, at the Cooldown Rundown as we break down everything in the Brazilian Grand Prix race. And, pretty tight. Get your drinks, and I'm ready to talk about it.
About time. I'm excited to talk about this all day, buddy.
I'm exhausted a little bit from watching it.
Yeah, I want to hear from, actually, there's so much to talk about. I think we first acknowledge the sprint race. We already talked about that a little bit with Gabby near the end of the race, crashing into the pit straight into turn one, almost mangling Albon in the process, somehow squeaking by. Yeah, that was insane. But that wasn't the only crash that happened in the sprint race, Sam. What else happened in the sprint race earlier on?
It's just Oscar Piastri shit in the bed once again. It feels unduly harsh on him for dipping his tires into that little wet spot on the track and flipping off to the side of the road, losing now on a solid 7 points to Lando. Pretty insane, Ryan. Bad news bears for Liam Lawson. Not Liam Lawson, Jesus Christ. Oscar Piastri. Ooh, this is going to be an episode, my friend.
Hey, that's fine. That's what the beer's for, buddy.
That's what the beer's for. I got Lawson on the brain. I got things to say.
But I think this is an important thing to talk about with the sprint race is that moment, because when the way that it was shown to us, I saw the crash and I immediately was like, oh my God, Lando went off.
Yeah.
And I immediately was celebrating. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, that's Oscar Piastri. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Oh my God. It's frustrating because I have been hyping up Oscar all goddamn season, and this man is just finding every opportunity to just give this championship away to Lando. And I gotta give credit where it's due. Lando is looking great right now. He really is. The past two races, he is in championship form, and I didn't think he had it in him, but he's looking really strong. The sprint race showed it, and then the real race today showed it too. So there's questions to be asked about Oscar and his performance for sure.
When he got into the race and he got into P2 and then lost a second and then was down 1.8, then 2, then 3 to 4, I texted you. I was legit just saying, God damn it, Oscar. I just wish you were faster because it's hard to root for you when you're not good,
Yep.
It's alarming that he has no pace, that he has no confidence in the car. He's making these mistakes. He's finishing behind a Mercedes again. Can't seem to get past, can't get any momentum. He's now, 25 points away from Lando?
20, 24, 25, something like that.
24, 25. Dude, he started this weekend 1 point deficit behind Lando. That's nothing. That's a sneeze.
Yeah, so it's 24 points. It's 24. Yeah.
Okay. So now, look at you with the math.
Yep. I know.
Wow.
I can do simple math.
Okay,
I'm
right.
smart. SMRT.
Cool. He now is 24 points behind. That's basically a race win to a DNF. I think he's within almost a similar gap to Max, a 20 to 26-ish point gap to Max or so. So it's just I'm very concerned with his form. And then something you and I've talked about, if he doesn't win his championship, what does he do with McLaren, kind of a thing? Because I feel like that confidence that hit on him is really going to affect him through his career.
Yeah. It's so, I don't know. It is such an interesting situation that we find ourselves in because Oscar, for 186 days straight, was the leader of the championship. He was the guy. He was killing it. There were some things that happened in the back half of the season that wasn't his doing, but also his team fucking him up a little bit. I don't know if that just killed him mentally and he's just kind of lost his whole mojo with it now, to where he is just, like you said, lost confidence in his own capability now in the car, which is crazy to think about when that car is a literal rocket ship for Lando.
No. Obviously, still needs work and development. Lando's words himself.
True.
Not as good as it could be. Sorry, continue.
No, but I mean, that's a great point. It is. But I wonder what's going on in Oscar's head right now, because we have said countless times this season that Lando had to like search inside himself and lock in mentally. Oscar needs to do the same thing now in the final 3 races of the season. He needs to figure this shit out to have any chance at winning this championship. And honestly, at this point, he needs a Lando DNF to even have a shot at this race.
Yes. Well, it's interesting you say that, because I think Lando has really hit his stride, honestly, after the Dutch Grand Prix engine DNF.
Mm-hmm.
And if he didn't have that, imagine the point gap we'd have now between the two.
Yeah.
And I think I could be wrong in this, but I'm pretty sure Lando counted himself out after the Dutch Grand Prix. And I'm putting all my money on that. He was like, okay, I'm out of this championship. I'm just going to drive the best I can do. The media's on Max. The media's on Piastri. I'm going to do best what I can do. And he's performed really well. And he performed really well in Mexico. And he killed it today in Brazil as well. Lando did. And I wonder if Oscar Piastri, in that same time span that Lando is finding his form, that he's feeling the heat of having the driver's championship on his shoulders, I wonder if he was really starting to feel that, plus a little bit of the teamwork stuff. I think you could argue a little bit that after Singapore, he maybe lost a little bit of confidence within himself, within the team's dynamic. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's telling. But let me ask you, what did you think of his move in the race, turn 1, Kimi and your boy Leclerc? Like, what did you think of that move as a whole, its outcome, the penalties that were applied afterwards? He comes in hot, turn 1, 3 into 1.
Like, I think there's 2 sides to the coin. I hate to think of it that way, but I really do. Like, on one hand, I'm like, I understand that you need to try something, but you're making silly mistakes and you're being a little desperate in your situation because you locked up, you don't have control of the car. You essentially caused a collision with Kimi that eventually had Kimi bounce into my boy, which coincided with the image that you have behind you. Poor Charles at the end of the day, just getting a DNF. Both Ferraris getting a double DNF. We can get that in a little bit. But like, I understand that Oscar is desperate and he's trying to do everything he can to even have any chance at competing with his teammate Lando, but these are just silly mistakes he is making right now that just are very different from anything we have seen from him. Not even just this season, just in general for Oscar. I feel like this is a side of Oscar we've never really seen before in the 3 years he's been in Formula One.
Well, I definitely think he's getting scrappy because I think he knows. I mean, he made that audacious move in Texas during that sprint Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And then he tried something very similar here. I will say, I think this incident is really interesting because I think Lando nailed the race restart, safety car restart.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment he went was when Kimi was doing a juke to warm up his tires. Literally, Kimi was like in the middle of it and Lando went. I was like, oh, he got him off guard big time. And he did. And then Piastri and Leclerc both saw that Kimi was a little slow and decided to go, to take the fight to him. I think it's unfortunate because it's a very much kind of Texas too. I think Texas is worse than this incident, because I think Piastri was just going for an opportunity he saw with Kimi being slow. And I think the worst part is is that he locked up his tires. And I think that's what really sealed his fate with the stewards in the with this penalty. He got a 10-second penalty because of it.
Yeah, and I texted you this. I wouldn't have been pissed off about Leclerc getting a DNF if Oscar didn't get that penalty. Like, if that lunge would have made it worth it for him to have a shot at fighting for the race win against Lando, I'm okay with sacrificing Charles at this point in the season for that. But he got the 10-second penalty, and he finished P5, and for nothing. It was for nothing. And it just ruined Charles's weekend, and that really upset me. And, like, I know incidents happen. I know it's racing. I know shit hits the fan, and it comes and goes. But God damn it, you had to do it to my fucking boy? God. And if you look at the image beforehand, Charles is so far away from the other two, you would think that he'd be perfectly fine. Wrong.
Yeah, he was wild. Kimi Antonelli was a freaking wrecking ball right there that just got pushed.
Yep.
And surprisingly, like, no damage to Kimi. Piastri gets a 10-second penalty. Leclerc has to end the race, and Kimi's like, man, I'm gonna go finish P2.
Did you see the onboard view for Charles? Like, he's taking that turn. He took it wide to give them room. And then all of a sudden, you just see a car just come in, and then his tire just explodes. I'm just like, God damn it, poor dude.
All of a sudden, Italians.
Right? Fucking Italians, man. So, yeah, it's to circle this back to Oscar and his situation right now. It is, I don't know, it's just telling that we're at this final stretch of the season with 3 races left.
Yep.
And the gap is widening by so much race after race now. I don't know if Oscar can do it anymore. I used to be staunch, man. I was so staunch on him being like, he is going to lock in and do it. He has the best mentality. It's gone. I don't know who this driver is. He is an alien at this point. Someone kidnapped real Oscar. Freaky Friday happened. So Oscar is actually in Lando's body, and Lando is in Oscar's body. That's what happened, and they're still trying to figure that shit out behind the scenes. So we'll see what happens here in Las Vegas.
I think Vegas will be very telling because I think I don't know who's going to be good between any of the cars.
Yeah, at this rate.
At this rate, I don't know if it's going to be the Mercedes. I don't know if it's going to be the McLarens or Max. Like I say, Max and not Red Bull, and then even the Ferraris. It's quite
it ain't gonna be a Ferraris. Something's gonna happen. Something will happen. Don't worry. There will be a fucking IED built into the road, and they are just going to go kerplunk and just explode at this rate.
I don't know. I honestly, Brian, I said this at the beginning of our last episode. I really don't know how you and the Tifosi in general are Ferrari fans, because I'm telling you, man, I was dejected just knowing that Max was starting P16 at the time and then turned into a pit lane start.
Easy top 3. Easy top 3. 16!
Seriously, dude. Seriously. That was hilarious. And then, like, for them to do, like, Leclerc was in a decent starting position, and he's been on form, and he doesn't make it out of 7 laps. And then Lewis Hamilton gets into his own scraps and ruins his front wing and gets a pit to change out his front wing. He has body damage. I sent you a picture of him driving a tractor because he legit was. I think they pulled at him around the 30 lap mark right before he was about to get lapped. Like the moment he was about to get lapped, they're like, cut it. So I don't know how you guys.
Sam Tifosi, we just expect pain. And if we don't get pain, we're pleasantly surprised at this rate. You know, like that's the best way to describe it. There's no joy in Ferrari right now. Our joy is the fucking media hype and marketing that they do. That's about it. Sam, we haven't even talked about it yet. I am convinced at this rate, Max wants to have his car be like shit, so they can just completely change it the night before, have a rocket ship the next day, and then he can just have fun just passing all the cars all day, multiple times, may I add. I think he's just doing it for the hell of it at this rate, because it is fucking insane.
Of the game, right?
Yeah, the love of the game for Max, because what he was doing today was just dummy, dude. There was a chance he was going to win that race. I want to talk to you about the final pit stop and your thoughts on that, but like, Talk to me about your thoughts on Max this weekend. We already kind of talked about it. He had a poor qualifying session. First time he was knocked out of Q1 since Sochi in 2021. That was 96 races ago. Crazy. They completely changed the car after Parc Fermé, so he starts pit lane and then has a fucking insane run of a race. What was going through your mind this weekend?
You know, you think you see one miracle and you're a true believer. And then you see two miracles and you're like strongly converted. But to watch God at work, Ryan.
Shut up.
First-handed. Like, it's crazy because I just watched the Brazilian Grand Prix 2024 last weekend with my buddy. And then we watched that race together. And
We did.
That is one of the top races I've ever seen in my entire life. And this is arguably almost as impressive to start from the pit lane, which is even farther back from the last position on the car, to get the podium through, I think it was 3 pit stops. He had a puncture as well. No rain this time. No rain to really...
Almost getting P2. Almost.
I like literally one more lap.
Yeah.
Almost getting P2. And then again, Italians.
The same Italians.
You're watching a master at work. It's gratifying. Let me say that. It's very gratifying because I think people are really now, you included, like the general zeitgeist of Formula One have really acknowledged how good Max is. I feel like season 1, he's a fraud. He got FIA help. It was a coin flip of a championship. A lot of that's kind of true. Season 2, his car was a runaway. Championship number 3, best car ever. Championship 4, yeah, he got scrappy in the end to like really elbows out to finish out his championship. But I feel like this one, when the cards are down and the car is not there and he's still performing miracles, I think it's really, people are like, oh shit, like this guy is the guy.
Absolutely. You're 1,000% correct when you were talking about that and the whole aspect, because you're right. 21, flip of a coin, could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he had 2 years of runaway, just insane engineering for a car. And then last year, it was still impressive. It was very impressive for him to pull it off. But what has happened this year, honestly, I think I am going to have a lot of respect for him and what he's done this season, even like especially if he doesn't win the championship. If he wins the championship somehow, I do think that is the light is dwindling there a little bit.
Big time.
But if he doesn't win it, I still am going to give him so much respect for the season he has put together and to keep the fight this competitive, because it is insane what has happened this season and how he's been keeping the fight on as best he can. It's one of those moments where I tip my hat off. I'm like, okay, I see you. I understand and I respect you a lot more now. Don't like you, but I can respect the hell out of you. That's for sure.
I think he will get P2.
Yeah.
Like, especially if Oscar's not performing, I think he will secure P2, which is insane considering the Red Bulls are not doing that great in the Constructors' Championship. And
I just hope we get the final. I'm praying, Sam. I'm praying to the F1 gods that we get. I've said it all season. We get a 1-2 Lando Oscar collision on the first lap and double DNF them. And we completely flipped the narrative a little bit.
This is my fantasy land ride. This is my fantasy.
Okay, let's go into Sam's delusional land.
Okay,
Tinfoil hats are on.
Tinfoil hats are. I think it's gonna be Vegas. I think this is my idea. In Vegas, we get that double DNF. Max is killer on it. He gets either 18 or 25 points. He's in P2 in the Drivers' Championship. He closes that gap on Lando, and then Qatar, nothing happens, and then Abu Dhabi comes around, and it's like, oh, Lando's gonna win this, championship, and Oscar's like 7 points away or something.
And from the top rope, Latifi.
No, I think something a little bit more like an engine blows or some shit like that. Because what happened this weekend is that Max, and I texted it to you, I really did. When he got P16, I said, change out the engine, change the car, start from the pit lane. Boy, that's what they did. Max has a fresh engine for the next 3 races, next 4 competitive sessions. Like, he is good to go to push that thing as hard as he wants. We already saw Lando's engine blow up once. We haven't seen it happen to Piastri yet. The Mercedes engine, it seems to have done better in the second half of the season, but the first half of the season was really causing gremlins for a lot of these teams. What I mean, like I don't think there's any stretch of the imagination that a collision could happen with Lando, especially in Vegas where they are not strategically the best. And then this one's the tinfoil hat theory. An engine could go in Abu Dhabi. A lot of engines go in Abu Dhabi, and I think there's a possibility where like that happens, and oh shit, guess who's in third, getting a shit ton of points. Like that's what I could see. The only way it really plays out, honestly.
Yeah,
and I'd be for it. I really would.
I will say this: if Lando does not DNF in one of these next 3 races, I don't think it happens. Like, there's no chance at this rate for anyone else to surpass him.
Max needs 2 miracles. Piastri needs 1. That's the way. That's why I'm putting it. When miracle means Lando DNFing and one of the other drivers getting full complement of points, 25, 18, or 15, top 3 podium. Podium has to be podium. Yeah, and then that's what has to happen for this to pan out for either one of them, because otherwise Lando's he's on it. And you know what? I want to talk a little bit about Lando and his mentality. We talked about. I want to kind of circle back to it. He said this twice in his post-race interview, and I think he's fully encapsulated it. He said, like, what's your secret? And he's like, I just don't listen to the haters. I'm not giving them, any credence.
It was a great thing he deleted social media.
It is. Yes. I think that was the first step of him taking the championship seriously. And because I think he wants to. I think he wants to be the fun guy on Formula One who does a race and goes to his phone and makes funny jokes, or he likes to stream with his buddies online, and he wants to do all these things. I think he wants to do that.
Yeah.
But I think he realized last year you can't do that and be fully committed and focused on your best performance. And I think he figured that out. He said that twice in his interviews today, and I think it's really paying off. It really is. It really, really is.
If he wins it will be because he finally was able to secure his
he locked in.
Yeah, he finally locked in, and that will be credit to him where it's due, absolutely, because he is a very talented driver. I mean, he's crushing it, and so it is cool to see this. It's just crazy, like how the season has quickly changed so fast in the matter of just 2 races. Well, it's built up to this point, but like the results of him now being in the lead and just taking command now. So different, man. It's so different. The last thing I want to go back to with Max is Max was at one point at the back half of the race. He was leading. He was on older mediums. The McLarens just both pitted again, so he was ahead. I think there was at least a 7 point at the time before he pitted again. There was a 7.8 second gap from Lando to Max, and they brought Max in to throw on softs.
Yes.
What do you think of that call? Do you think that was the right call?
I would love to spend more time looking at the data to see if he could have gotten P2 on the mediums. I don't think he was going to hold off Lando for 15 laps on the tire differential between the mediums. I think if he pitted for the softs, he had a chance to get the race win. It didn't work out. It didn't work out to even get P2. But I think there was a strategy call that made sense to try to take the win with the new softs. I don't think there's any world where Max holds off Lando for 15 laps on that medium tire differential, because Lando was literally eating into him half a second at a time. So I think the question really boils down to, could Max have gotten P2 on old mediums to Kimi's and George's coming up behind? That one, I'm not entirely sure. But you know what? I like the fuck it mentality and going full ussy on it, putting on the softs. And I love what GP said to him. He's like, hey, we got to take these to the end. Keep that in mind when you go. And he's like, I got nothing to lose. Full throttle, man. Through full throttle, baby. He has nothing to lose. He pushed those tires to the absolute limit, passed Russell in a really cool, clean way. It
was beautiful. It was a beautiful pass.
Couldn't get Kimi. If he had one more lap, because Kimi screwed up a little bit in that last corner. Didn't have.
I don't know if he would have been able to catch him. Even with one more lap, I think his tires were too cooked at the end. I think that's a possibility. Yeah, I think so. So I think
I'm fine with the
that's
decision.
that's the gamble of the softs, I think.
It
too.
was.
Yeah.
So again, I think the question is, well, do you think he could have gotten P2 on old mediums?
I think he could have gotten P2. I think he could have been able to hold off Kimi in that situation, and I think it would. I think for
that's
him,
fair.
I think for him, it's easier to defend than it is to attack on the situation that he was given. If it's reversed, if Kimi has to, as a 19-year-old rookie F1 driver, having to try to surpass Max, who is batshit crazy, may I add, and is going to kill anyone in his way at getting as many points as possible. If Max had more grip on those tires, he would have murdered Kimi and kept going for the push for Lando. He just didn't have the tire left. So I do think that if he just stayed out there, yeah, Lando would have passed him. That would have been fine. But I do think he could have got P2 with it. But hindsight's 2020. There was a good chance that he was going to be able to do it on the softs. I think he just ran out of tire at the end.
You've convinced me. I do think the safe call would have been try to hold off Kimi, get P2, maybe lose to Kimi, get P3. In hindsight, it's like, oh, you couldn't have gotten him with a soft. But I think the idea at the time was, if we put you on softs, there's a chance you get Lando.
Yeah.
There's a chance. And I'm like, and obviously this is hindsight 2020. It didn't. He was nowhere near Lando. He was still like 10 seconds off the pace. But at the time, he was cutting in a second a lap, and he was going to pull it off. Like the math worked out. So I applaud him and the team for trying, for going like, let's do it. So I'm okay with the call. I really am.
I don't fault them either, because the way Max was driving the entire race was basically like, yeah, he can do it. Like I really do not fault him for doing that. Also, Lando was on old mediums that he put on.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah, because whenever they said that, I was like, oh,
13,
shit.
yeah.
I was like, there's a good chance here. And he had fresh softs on. I was like, okay, there's a good shot here. There's a good shot. But Kimi did a great job defending too at the end. Yeah. I do think the tire factor was a huge help for Kimi, but Kimi still had to hold him off, a 4-time world champion. So kudos to Kimi too.
And it's a double defense by Kimi and a double attack by Max, because he's at the top of the hill at the pit start, which is an attacking mode. You go through the Senna S, and you go down to the end of sector 1, which is another DRS mode. Like it's two opportunities for attack that you need to, one, hold off at the top of the hill, perfect exit out of the S turns to get you the full speed out at the end of sector 1. And like he did it 2 to 3 times in a row. It's my only reasoning why I said like I thought maybe one more lap was because Kimi did like screw up like turn 19, 18, whatever. He lost a little bit of his back end, and I thought Max might have been like catching up to him in that moment. But yeah, hats off. It was good. It was good shit. It was good racing. Fantastic to see my boy up there on the pit. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's pit to podium.
Get out.
It really was. I think the last time a driver has gone from the pit lane to podium was Lewis in like 2014. So like again, and like that's credits to Lewis and Max. It's only happened X amount of times, and he's
God
up
drivers.
there. So the goats, honestly, goats.
Yeah, absolutely. One last thing about Max, and then I'm done with him. The only other
keep
thing
talking about him all day. It's fine.
No, because the fans want to hear more than just Max.
I guess.
The only other part that was really funny about Max this weekend was during the sprint race, and him just absolutely throwing a bitch fit to his engineer, and his engineer was just not dealing with it. He was just like, shut the fuck up, essentially. Like, I'm paraphrasing there. He did not actually say that. But Max was just throwing the biggest fit about the car, and rightfully so. The car was a goddamn tractor until today, and his engineer just said something along the lines of like, yep, you can just, I'm giving you the information. You can do with it what you want.
Yep.
Figure it out. And I'm just like, that is the way you need to handle Max. And that is so hilarious.
I love their relationship. It's honestly great. Because like literally we had Hajar yell at like Hajar today got a little whiny.
Oh, he did. He
and
really
his
did.
Race engineer got onto him like, head down, keep your thing going. And Hajar was like, don't yell at me.
Yeah, he was like, I feel attacked right now.
He really did. I'm gonna need to talk to somebody about your customer relationships here.
Let me speak to your manager.
Yeah, exactly. I think Hajar was like, just let me bitch.
Yep.
be my chatty Cathy. Let me just fucking talk here. Don't yell at me. I'm not looking for that.
You are my punching bag.
Yes.
Every engineer, you are the driver's punching bag, and you
Yes.
have to take it essentially.
And I think Lando and his engineer has a good relationship. I think it's more of a paternal, father mother figure to their driver, because he's very much like, you're good, Lando. You can do this. A lot of hands on, right? Max is very hands off a little bit, and I think Lewis is a little bit hands on. I think Leclerc's a little hands off, and so when Max gets testy, GP's like, fuck it, you do it. I don't know what you want, man. I'm trying to help, Which is like, it's what Max needs, though. It's what he needs, and Max recognizes that. He never gets mad at GP. He might get mad in the moment, but he's never actually mad at him afterwards. It works perfectly. It's a great old married couple bitch fest between the two of them. My favorite line, Ryan, between the two of them. I think it was qualifying, and Max is like, I can't do this one thing. We should have gone out this time, so we could have gotten this time. And GP's like, all right, Max, next time you do the math. You can have all the data here. You look it up, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can do it. He didn't curse, but he's like, you do it. I'll step away. You do it.
Oh my God! I wish I heard that one. That's hilarious.
I'll send that one to you. That one's so funny.
Shout out to the engineers in Formula One. They don't get enough credit because they have to deal with a lot of shit. And yeah, that's funny. That's so funny.
Well, Ryan, I know Max doing this has really caused a good point swing for him, especially with certain people not scoring any points here. I know the Constructors' Championships is actually really tight. I haven't even seen the points myself. Can you please break it down in your segment, Ryan's point system? Let me know what's going on.
Yes, I can. But before I do that, if you remember in our last episode, Sam, we were talking about how my system is good, especially for the back drivers, to make it more equitable. But we were like, there's not much competition at the top of the drivers.
Sure.
And we should work on making it better and more entertaining for next season.
Yeah.
As of right now, I disagree with that statement now.
Oh, God. Okay.
I think my point system might still stand as a good source even for entertainment at the front of the grid, and I will show you right now, buddy. We're going to start with the driver standings. So right off the rip, buddy, we have a huge swing at the driver standings. Lando moved up 2 positions to P1 at 397. Oscar dropped down 1 position to P2 at 395. There's a 2-point difference now between the two of them. And Oscar, we thought, was the runaway, but he is just shitting the bed, man. And Max dropped down 1 position to P3 at 391. There is basically a dead heat between the top 3 drivers now for the last 3 races. I am very excited to see how this unfolds in the point system. Just to round out the rest of the drivers, 4 through 12 stayed the same. George P4, 379. Charles P5, 313. Lewis P6, 289. Kimi P7, 239. Alex, that's a typo, P8 at 218.
2
Oliver
P7s.
P9. Yeah, fuck. Oliver's at P9 still at 200. Yuki P10 at 187. Isaac P11 at 183. Esteban at P12 at 177. Nico moved up 1 position to P13 at 176. Carlos moved down 1 position to P14, 172. Fernando stayed the same at P15 with 170. Liam moved up 1 position to P16 at 162. Lance dropped down 1 position to P17 at 159. And then 18 is still Pierre at 143. Gabriel stayed the same. He didn't score any fucking points this weekend because he crashed in the sprint and the race at 129. And Franco kind of eating into that advantage from Gabriel at P20 with 74 points. That is our driver standings right now. And the constructors, there was a swing a little bit, but the fight is still there technically. There's still a sliver of hope for Ferrari. We'll see. Mercedes is now P2. They moved up 1 position at 618. Ferrari dropped down to P3 at 602. And then 4 through 10 are the same still. Red Bull's P4, William P5, Haas P6, Racing Bulls P7, Aston Martin P8, Kick P9, Alpine P10. The only close competition we really have right now in the rest of the constructors is 6 and 7 with Haas and Racing Bulls. Haas
6, 7.
6, 7. I hate that we did that.
We're young. We're hip.
Yeah, the unks still know what shit is, kind of. But yeah, Haas has 378 points, and Racing Bulls has 369 points. Nice. Um, so yeah, there might be a point swing there within the next few races. We'll have to see. But I was very excited to see what's going on in the Drivers' Championship and to have Lando come from the top rope and reclaim the P1 spot in the driver standings. So yeah, that is what's happening right now in the point system.
I will see your Drivers' Championship run, and I will raise you the Constructors' Championship. Because in the real world, McLaren's already won it, right? Mercedes, 398. Red Bull Racing, 366. Ferrari, 362. This double DNF by the Ferrari team has caused Red Bull Racing to go into P3 with only 32 points behind Mercedes, which, with the way Kimi's working now, it's looking good. I think we got some competition going on with the constructors a little bit.
Yeah, for constructors, but who gives a fuck about the constructors, Sam? We always say that.
I forgot.
Yeah, that shit does not matter. Fuck that.
I thought it was interesting.
It is interesting for sure. I honestly, it's really surprising that Mercedes is Red Bull. Excuse me, Red Bull is ahead of Ferrari now because Yuki is like non-existent for them as a team member.
Well, yeah, no, straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, like Red Bull Racing has 366, and Max has. You want to guess?
366.
341. It's literally Max versus Ferrari.
Yeah,
it's Max versus Mercedes. 15 points from Yuki. Yeah,
man, dude, that's crazy.
It's certifiably insane. It really is.
That's crazy. Dude,
I like how
the weight on Max's shoulders this season, ungodly.
Dude, I like how rewind half the season ago we were talking about if Max would be in the top 3, and like it would trigger his exit clause kind of a thing, and then now it's literally he literally carries the team on his back. It's quite insane.
He is literally Giga Chad. He really is at this point. But to just close this out, I am very excited to just see what happens with Lando, Oscar, and Max now. With it being this close down this point system, it does give me hope that we can still have a very exciting finish in my point system. And maybe we won't have to change anything, Sam. Who knows?
Who knows?
There was a lot of movement with everyone today. Ups and downs, highs and lows. There were some surprises with some rookies this race, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Kimmy being one of them. What is going on over in Rookie Watch?
Really glad you asked, because actually we had a pretty jam-packed weekend for the rookies, Ryan. I'm gonna go through section by section, and we'll get into our awards. Sprint quality. You know what? Let me start with an award right away. I'm gonna just throw it out the way. Rookie of the week, Antonelli. I thought he killed it, man. I mean, obviously the P2 in the race, his best position ever. I'm more impressed, not so much with the position of his car. I'm just impressed in how he is beating George Russell this weekend.
Yeah.
I think George Russell is a fantastic driver. I think he's got great skill. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He's smart. And for Kimi to actually bring the pace, bring the action, he has done really good.
I forgot all about that song. Bring the action.
You want to get lost in the clip? All right, anyways.
Okay, Fergie.
Yeah, he got P2 in qualified, 2 positions higher than his teammate Russell. In the sprint race, he got P2. George got P3. In qualifying, he got P2, 4 positions higher than George. In the race, P2. This motherfucker has not left P2. You could argue that he maybe made a little mistake in the race with his pit lane start, but hey, the stewards didn't think so neither do I. I will give a significant shout out, Ryan, because I thought it was really between Kimi and Oliver Behrman, because I thought Behrman was an absolute psycho killer out there this weekend.
Psycho killer.
We're just we're going through all the songs today.
We are. This is how my brain works.
He got P15 in the sprint qualifying, which is 4 positions higher than Ocon. In qualifying, he got P8, 9 positions higher than Ocon. And in the race, P6, a solid, like P6. I know the Ferraris are out, but that's behind both McLarens, both Mercedes, and a Max. Literally, the 2 fastest The two fastest car plus Max, and then it's Behrman. Behrman is legit best of the rest today.
In a Haas.
In a Haas.
In a Haas.
Thank you. In a Haas. Haas.
He is doing things that no Haas driver has ever done. Honestly.
Dude,
And I hate to say, and like that's hard for me to say because I love my boy K-Mag, but I mean Behrman is killing it. He really is.
I would like your opinion actually. Who do you think would have in your mind, who do you think deserves Rookie of the Week between Behrman and Kimi? Unless you had another. I agree. Okay.
Because what solidified for me today, and I was talking to my buddy because he was here for the race, was his defense of Max. I think he just did a really brilliant job to bring that race home and to secure P2 because I didn't think he was going to be able to do it. I was like, oh, Max is going to eat him up for breakfast, man. That didn't happen. And like we already said earlier in this podcast, it was a multitude of factors, tires, point in the race, but also it took him putting the car in the right position at the right time and having enough gap to counter the DRS coming from Max. He did a great job. And for this to be his best performance or best finish as a rookie, especially with the criticism he has gotten over the middle part of the season, I would say.
From us.
Yes, from us.
From everybody, he's got the most pressure on his shoulders.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see this because I think this is going to definitely shut up the haters a little bit about where Kimi's at in his career right now and if he is good enough for that seat. I really do think he is at this point. Like, him to do what he did today was very impressive. So, yeah, I'm glad you picked Kimi.
Yeah, I think he had a masterclass of defensive driving, did really well. I think Behrman had maybe almost a masterclass in offensive driving. I will say it now. I think Behrman will be in Ferrari.
Yes.
In the future. I think I think you have two drivers who are ripe to take Lewis Hamilton's seat when he retires in the next 2 to 3 years, whenever that is. I think you have a shout out with Oscar Piastri. And I think Behrman is a perfect position for Ferrari. He was a rookie driver for them already. All right, sorry, the junior driver for him already. He was a replacement driver for Sainz.
Well, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get Oscar and Behrman because Charles is going to be leaving here soon enough too at this rate.
Yep. I mean, maybe. So, yeah, that's who we got going here. I do want to give a little bit more context on Behrman, though, because he did get scrappy with Lawson in the sprint race.
He did.
One of the first times I've seen in a long time, Ryan, where one incident has caused both drivers to get penalties.
Yeah, I noticed that too, which I thought was very telling about that situation.
Too. Yes. So it's definitely kind of he had a nice hot mic moment. He's like all the time with Lawson, man, every single time. Like everybody knows
that's a future rivalry right there.
If Lawson ain't gonna be in the sport in 2 years, he'll be lucky if he gets a seat next year. I think he will get a seat next year, but after that, who knows? Great stuff. Behrman even had a slow pit stop today. I think he had the best move of the weekend, honestly, on Hulkenberg. Some solid shit. Behrman lost some penalty points and got another one. He's up to 9. Not right there at the race band, but kind of there. Let's get on to our worst rookie. This one hurts a little bit because this is the hometown hero. It's Gabriel Bortoleto.
I mean,
he
two
crashed
crashes
in the sprint race, crashed in the regular race, didn't even get to participate in qualifying because of his crash in the sprint.
Did you see when he crashed in the race today? The camera turned to his family, and they just looked so disappointed. And now I was talking to my buddy. I'm like, they're probably like, man, you're fucking an embarrassment of a son.
Jesus Christ, we just saw it in 4K.
Yeah. I saw it on IRL, and I'm seeing the replays in 4K. God damn it.
Oh, my God. Really, really harsh. But there's really no other person. The only other person that's going to get a little bit of a shout out is Colapinto. He was the third person to DNF with that Piastri incident in the sprint qualifying, where Piastri went off on the road because it got wet. I think it was Ocon. Was it another?
It was Oscar, and then it was Nico, and then it was Franco.
Oh, okay. So in true Franco Colapinto fashion, out of those 3 drivers, he's the one who fucked his car up the most. Colapinto's bill for F1 damages is astronomical at this rate, man. It really is. So
hey, he's got a seat for next year.
He's got a contract, baby.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Yeah. And then, like last year, Alpine is competitive out of nowhere in Brazil.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. quick sidebar,
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
fast. I saw someone tweet about this that it needs to be studied, an Alpine car and Brazilian air, because
Yeah.
this is the race where I was like, we need to create a new point system because Alpine just had a generational run to get a double podium in Brazil last year, and this is Pierre's best performance in the entire season, essentially, this weekend, in the sprint and in the regular race. Like, yeah, whatever's going on with Alpine's air intake in Brazil, we need to figure that out.
They don't even know, because Gasly, I was watching the post-race stuff on F1 TV. Gasly's like, we need to figure it out, because we have no idea why we're fast here. He's like, I just am. And I'm so glad you brought this up a little bit, because the French are fighting. It was Gasly versus Hadjar for lap after lap. I think Gasly got Hadjar twice, and Hadjar got him back on the second straight twice. Like, the French were fighting.
They were.
As always, Liam was a little disappointing. And that's mainly the rookie watch. That was it. It was actually very exciting. It was a jam. This is the most notes I've had for a rookie. Blah. I don't know why I do this to myself. I don't know why I give myself. You know, I had a speech impediment when I was a child, right? The rookie watch segment is completed now.
Congratulations.
I don't know officer, I have not had a single fucking drink of alcohol. I'm good to drive. But
Sure
some people, as Ryan reaches for a Mueller, some people aren't good for the drive.
Tasty.
Ryan. Who is your drunk driver of the Brazilian Grand Prix?
I feel like there's a few actors that we could pick.
Okay.
I feel like there are, but my dead giveaway, unfortunately, it's Gabriel.
Yeah.
Because like you and I am pulling in the aspect of the sprint race. You have a horrible listen, for people who didn't watch the sprint race, Gabriel, if this was F1 10 years ago, he's dead.
He's lucky not to be really actually like any kind of hurt, to be honest with you.
The fact that he came out of that wreck unscathed is honestly a miracle, and it's a testament to the safety of Formula One. It really is. So honestly, real fast, hats off to Formula One for putting in the safety standards they have now, because that was an insane crash. The last time I've seen a crash that bad was Zhou in Britain, right? At Silverstone.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
That was a nasty crash too. I would argue this one's worse. With the double impact and the speed that he hit, it is crazy. This dude was so fucked up driving. He thought he could pass someone at the last second on a wet track and on slick tires. He didn't get those tires changed for so long. Fucking crashes out. Somehow comes out fine. We're still figuring that one out. And then in the next race, he's drunk again, and within like the first 2 laps, crashes out again.
With his boss. Because of his boss.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Gabby deserves this one. But who's your pick?
I think it's really hard to go against Gabby. I was really, as you were going on your tangent there, I was really trying to think. I'm like, man, who do I even give it to in this situation? The only one that's close to it is Yuki Tsunoda. For getting his penalty, for getting a 10-second penalty, and then it's not really his fault, but he fucked up the 10-second penalty, which is basically like going to doing a traffic side stop where they're like, okay, well, put your finger on your nose, and he's like, you know,
Yeah.
So he had to do it again. But I think hands down, 100%, Gabriel Bortoleto, little drunky drunk, got a little tipsy.
Yeah. Well, we have figured out the most egregious driver, the one that has drank, damn, way too much. I heard that. Officer, get this one. Get him. But that also leaves our other award, the safe driver, we can say, the fast driver, the efficient driver, the designated driver. Sam, who is your pick for designated driver of the day? The one that's going to get us home.
I'm going off feels because I think there's a safe option, and then there's the right option, and the right option is Max Verstappen. He got me so safe. We literally didn't even get a start in the fast lane. He had me buckled in the pit lane, making sure I'm nice and tight. We're going to start the race nice and slow. We get in there. We hit a pothole. We need to do a quick tire change. It's fine. And then we're off to the races. and no incidences anywhere. Full control of the car. I'm having a great time with him. He's keeping me excited and entertained. I felt like I was in very safe hands with Max the entire time. I thought he could deliver me home in a nice, clean fashion. We could have gotten there second, but I'll take it third.
I feel like it's been a while since we both have been like instantly with the same people in agreement because it's Max. I couldn't agree more. He had a phenomenal race. Lando had a great race too.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, but like you're right. Like to have a fun, entertaining race the entire way and to make it clean, like there was no mess ups for him. He had a puncture, had to deal with that bullshit too. Yeah, it's Max, hands down.
Ryan, if you don't get your act together, I'm gonna beat you because I'm your mad dad. But there's definitely some pissed off experienced drivers in the Brazilian Grand Prix. I'm trying to think of one right now, but it's you on the hot seat. Who's your mad dad of the Brazilian Grand Prix?
I have two options.
Okay.
We've talked about them both today.
Okay.
The first one is little baby boy Isaac for his little bitch.
Yeah, a little bit.
Of radio message and him being like, "Don't yell at me." When he was yelling at his engineer, that's just really funny. That's so funny. I almost want to give it to him just for that because that was just beautiful. Like that reminded me of a radio message Charles would usually give to Brian.
Oh yeah.
I think honestly it should be Max.
Okay.
For his weekend of messages from the sprint race and then qualifying and what he did with GP. And him bitching, I think he is more deserving of being a pissed off driver, experienced driver. He can be the designated driver, but he can also drive pissed off, which I think happened today. That's my pick.
You know what? I don't put as much stock in that he was mad with GP this weekend. We talked about it a little bit. I think what GP said to Max was very funny, but I don't think Max was that actually angry with GP with his radio.
Well, no, he wasn't mad at GP, but he was still mad and bitching.
But I will definitely give you that Max was driving mad today because he starts in 16th and he's just like, this fucking sucks. I'm starting in the pit lane. Ocon, out of all people, starting right behind him. He's like, I think he had.
And all of a sudden, the French.
I think he drove with a chip on his shoulder. That's for sure. I do think that. I think he drove aggressively. Like, I want to get home. I just clocked out. Let me go.
He was Mad Max today.
I think, I agree. I'll take it. Petey, give all the accolades to Max if we can. Boom. We had a mad designated driver.
We did.
Okay. That's okay. We got you home safe.
That is a new award. Congratulations, Max.
Congratulations. You won. Well, Ryan, we are coming up to Las Vegas. I don't know why we could not have chosen this weekend for your wedding, but it's fine.
Sorry.
Sorry. We'll check it out afterwards, I guess. But who do you think's tying the big knot in Vegas?
Ooh, it's hard to go against Lando at this point, but I do think we're going to have a sneaky win from someone else. I don't think it's going to be anyone we are expecting. I don't think it's going to be Max. I don't think it's going to be either McLaren. I think it's going to be George Russell.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yep, it's time for another sneaky George win.
I agree. I 100% agree. I do think it could possibly be Max with his new engine, but I do 100% agree with you. I think the Mercedes is going to be sneaky. Actually, I think the real sneaky answer is Leclerc. I think he's been under the radar. It's the Ferraris. They've had some fuck ups. He was looking good today. It's not his fault. Not his fault. I'm gonna go with Leclerc.
All right. Well, let's hope Lady Luck is on Leclerc's side and he wins Vegas. I'll see you then.
All right, see you, buddy.